Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Gym Owners Fitness Business Podcast, proudly supported by the Fitness and Wellness Show, Sydney, Australia, March 2022 and FitRec Fitness Registration. Today I'm chatting to Sam Aldred, Head of APAC at Wexer. Now, Sam has 15 years experience in product management and business development, working with technology and media companies. Sam enjoys helping businesses grow by building great products, developing strong partnerships, and creating successful and enduring relationships. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Mel, and hopefully we can do all three of those things in the next 20 minutes.
We certainly will, we will. Now, first of all, just for those club owners who may not know who Wexer is, can you just give me a little brief outline in who is Wexer?
Okay, Wexer is a fit tech company that's been around for about 10 years. We provide both in-club virtual solutions, so an automated video playback solution to accompany your live GX studio. But increasingly we have become a mobile and online digital company, so we create digital platforms and provide fitness contents that allow fitness clubs and club operators to get online and offer their members a great at-home fitness service. So on that basis, we create digital platforms so we can build your platform and we can supply you with great premium content as well.
So obviously online content was so imperative to the success of club owners throughout COVID. Now, as a club owner myself, I know one day I was open and then the next day I was closed, and I had like 24 hours to switch from being this in-person in-club instructor to being the Facebook Live instructor. And I had to do that really, really quickly and get my team on board really quickly. Now, I know, Sam, that a lot of clubs didn't do this, and a lot of clubs didn't, pick up the phone and ring Wexer and say, hey, I need help servicing my members. And you and I both know, moving forward into 2022, we are still, as club owners and as boutique studio owners, we are going to need online content in order to keep foot traffic coming through not only our clubs, but also profit going into our bank accounts. And one of the ways that we're going to be able to do that is with online content. So can you just explain to me, for the club owners who are still unsure about moving forward with online content, how they can do it successfully by picking up the phone and speaking to somebody like yourself from Wexer?
Well, I guess the first thing is just to think about what's the opportunity. And I think really that's based around the fact that the club members' expectations have fundamentally changed. You can pick your own stat here. 70% of consumers now say they exercise at home. 80% of those say they will continue to use digital workouts after the end of the pandemic. Club members say that the perfect mix of physical versus online workouts is 60% in the club, 40% out of the club. 57% of club members expect to be offered a hybrid solution. But most intriguingly, and I think the best news for every club owner, club manager listening, is that 52% of club members say they would happily pay for a digital tier to their membership. So what you've got a massive mega trend, which is digitalization, digital transformation of businesses, which is 25 years in progress, right? I think Google launched in 1996, so you can, I guess, work forth from that. And obviously, in fitness, we're not immune to that. But COVID has helped kickstart this revolution, not just in consumer online fitness solutions, but has enabled fitness clubs to be able to offer digital workouts as well. And I think that this is nothing to be afraid of. This is a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to increase your reach. It's a great opportunity to build engagement with your members, and it's a great opportunity to drive revenue. a digital business, a digital club, it's not a cost center. Building a digital armchair business is a profit center. That's what 2022 is about. If 2020 was, as you say, Mel, establishing and quickly putting something up just so you could offer your members something through Facebook Live or through YouTube or whatever it is, 2022 and beyond is about how do we build a digital business for our facility, engage with our members, and create a profitable entity out of it. And that's an achievable goal for every club.
Now, I totally agree with you on all of that, Sam. And I think where the confusion lies for club owners is that they look at their existing membership base and those that are coming through the doors and they say to themselves, well, why would I want to go online when my members are coming into the club? But what they fail to realize is that there's a whole market of unvaccinated people out there who want to exercise from home in a group fitness community network. And it's not just the people that live in their area or the people who haven't returned to the club. I mean, you and I both know with some savvy marketing, we can actually be marketing to people that live outside our community and get them to be attending our Wexer online platforms. Now, I just wanted to go through some of the operator benefits, and one of them is white labeling. So can you just explain to me as a club owner, how does the white labeling work for me and how do I derive an income from doing that?
Well, I mean, I guess let's start at the beginning, which is how do I build a digital business? I suppose might be the first question that a club might ask themselves. And this feels like if you haven't entered into doing this before, it feels like a scary proposition. I'd actually say it's not. I think that most clubs would be surprised about the components of their business they already have that are built for success. I think that every club is almost already a digital business, is already a SaaS or a digital subscription business. Like every club out there is already a subscription business. They're already charging people on a monthly or a weekly or a quarterly basis. They already have a database of members and billing infrastructure in place. They already have a trusted brand which people are paying money for. They're already in the content business. Clubs already work with content creators, with their PTs and their GX instructors. They already are working inside that talent basis in a physical way. It's just applying that in a digital mindset. And in fact, clubs already have a digital distribution channel. They already have a website, perhaps they have an app and then the management app. So actually, I think that operators already have the components of their business. The final step you really need to do there is, to be able to kind of cement your outcome that you want to happen, and perhaps work with a third party, of course, like a Wexer, who can help you, put together that infrastructure and finally help you create a digital content business.
So, when you say clubs have already got digital platforms, some club owners are still struggling to understand what a digital platform is. So,
well, I suppose I'd say, do you have a website? Would be my first question for a club owner.
Yeah.
I would have thought there isn't really a club out there that doesn't have a website. If you have a website, you have the means to be able to reach your members. They are already coming to it. You already have a channel by which to communicate with them. And if you have that channel, you have the most important component of a distribution business. You really need to insert a platform that can play out content or online workouts, whether they're your own workouts that you're creating or whether you're partnering with a third-party library of content.
All right, so some club owners have been running their classes and their PT sessions from Facebook Live and YouTube. We've talked about this before. Tell me, how do I grab those classes and then integrate them with the Wexer content? Can that be done?
Yeah, of course. And I think the important thing here is about why you would do that, because as as a business owner, you're wanting to create an ecosystem where all your value is in the same place, right? So on that basis, having content that sits on a Facebook Live or a YouTube rather than within your own website means that you're driving traffic and users and potentially revenue to another third party, where it's being largely monetized by Facebook and not by yourself. In terms of uploading your own content, yes, of course you can upload and host your own content within a platform like Wexer's, and that can set along the third-party content that we have as well. So Wexer as a content aggregator, we have relationships with dozens of premium content partners around the world. But whether it's your Daily Burns or your cyber aerobics. But your content can sit alongside of that really easily, and whether it's live or on demand, there's no problems at all. The platform's sophisticated enough to manage it, and in fact, that's something that we recommend that every club does.
So pretty much working with Wexer, you're going to create a platform for the club owner where they're not just utilising their own rock stars in their club, but you're also saying to the member, hey, look, if you don't want to attend Mel's class, you've still got a choice of another couple of hundred classes here that we have on the platform. That's correct?
Yeah, that's right. So, let's go back to those kind of stats we were talking about right at the start. If your members are like any number of fitness enthusiasts, right now, they are working out at home. We know that 67-80% of people are right now working out at home in some capacity. So you want to meet your members where they are. You want them to be engaging with your brand, your business offline, as well as entering into your physical business, because we know how important those metrics are around club visits when it comes to member tenure, in terms of preventing churn, and kind of the critical measure of a club manager is to increase member activity. And I think the most effective way to increase member activity right now is to create a digital website and talk to your members where they are 99% of the time, which is not in your club, which is elsewhere. And that's what an online service can do.
Yeah, I found it really successful through the lockdowns, because here in Victoria, 1 minute we were open and 1 minute we were closed, and we found that the online workouts allowed a stronger, like we have a strong community, but we even built on that further, and the culture was incredible, and we found people wanting to invite their friends to their workouts who weren't even our members. So we actually used it as a lead generation. I just want to take just a little step back so that everybody understands this. So what Sam's saying is that obviously many of us have hundreds of classes and PT sessions that we've been able to put together throughout COVID. We can now take our own instructors and we can integrate it with the Wexer brand. But what we can do is we can market that product as our own brand, which gives us great power when we're doing marketing across, say, Facebook, or even across the old-fashioned way, emails, newspaper, radio, whatever. So correct me if I'm wrong, Sam. So I'm utilizing your classes and my own classes. I'm selling it as my brand, and it comes across to the community as me.
Correct. So obviously the Wexer platform can be white labeled and branded to any kind of organisation. We can incorporate your brand in your logo, your colour, and of course your content. So a platform that we might create and host and populate perhaps with a large amount of content can be branded to look like your website. It will be hosted in your website. It can integrate with your billing system. We, I guess, do the technical hard work and the complex kind of content negotiation. So you don't have to. You can focus on what you do best, which is running a gym. And running a digital gym in some ways just you run it in exactly the same way. You fill it with engaging, interesting content. You keep rather than say what in the physical world would be changing the timetable and making it fresh, right? You market it to your members in exactly the same way you market interesting and dynamic things that are happening in your club. So the basics of managing your digital service are nothing more complex than the work that you already do. So don't be afraid of digital. It has huge amounts of benefit for you. It's not just another thing to run. It is a really important means to engage, communicate, and talk to your members when they're not in your club. And I guess going to reiterate, it is a great way to be able to drive additional revenue to your business.
I agree with that. Now, Sam, obviously there's, we've got 2 Wexer studios in my club. We have a Wexer studio for cycling, which is extremely popular. And then we've got our Wexer studio in our group fitness room. We're a 24/7 club. Our members can come in at any time and do any class that they want to do, whether it's yoga, to Pilates, to HIIT, to pre and postnatal classes. There's just so much to choose from. It's absolutely incredible. And the bonus of having this type of option for our members is that obviously we're catering for shift workers and I've actually seen this in my own club where they come in at 2 or 4 o'clock in the morning after they've finished a shift and they're actually doing a class in our group fitness studio. And they do that by walking in, consoles on the wall, and they press play. Tell me the difference between that experience and the live streaming experience.
Well, firstly, hats off to anybody that goes and does a workout at 4 a.m. But I guess the difference between the two, you're talking about pre-recorded content that is initiated at the consumer's convenience. I guess we'd call that on demand, whether that's on demand at home or on demand in your facility. Probably the difference between that and live is likely a quality difference, because when you're pre-recording something, you can have multiple cameras, you can edit it, you can put filters on it, and you can grade it, and you can do all the other great things that people do when they produce content. If you shoot live, of course, you get some of that intimacy and vibe, but you may lose something on quality along the way. So that's probably the difference between the two. I think there's actually a neat hybrid approach, which we often recommend for partners, is that you film content. And then you promote it and you distribute it as live. So you can say, hey, every morning at 7 a.m. we do yoga with Mel. But of course, yoga with Mel might have been recorded 2 weeks previously to make sure you get a really great pre-recorded workout. But you can utilize the kind of that live scheduled demand, just as TV schedulers do, to get us to all adjust our behaviour and watch something at a certain time. And I think that does capture an element of behaviour and mentality that we all like to be kind of scheduled to do a certain thing at a certain time, and that's where I think that kind of pre-recorded live works really well. You get both that kind of necessity to do a workout now without your excuses, and you also get a better content experience.
So all of the clubs that that are working with you guys there at Wexer, are they all charging?
Yeah.
So they're all charging their members?
There's different solutions. Well, I mean, I guess yes. It depends on what is. I mean, this is what I always say to clubs, like, before you build your digital service, but what is the outcome that you want to achieve? If you're wanting to purely achieve additional cash revenue, then you might want to charge for it, like an upfront fee, right? If you're wanting to build retention, you might offer it to members bundled within your existing price. We have a couple of different models with some of our current clients. We work with RSG Group, who are in McFit, recently bought Golds. For them, they bundle their they bundle their digital service into their 12-month membership. So they use their digital service as a way to drive into a higher term membership package. They use it as a value add to get people to sign up on a 12-month basis rather than a monthly basis. And then, of course, for those people that don't want to do that, digital is a low value bolt-on into the service as well, because their primary business driver is to increase member tenure. So you can adjust your tactics to how you add value, what the outcome is that you need to do. We work with Evolution Wellness Group across Southeast Asia. Their biggest, their core driver is to increase gross revenue, and for them, digital is a paid tier only. If you want to access it, it's only available through a monthly add-on, and then obviously a big encouragement to get people to sign up to the digital tier as part of when they do their normal sign up. And for them, it's working. It's been incredibly successful. We're still into the first year. It'll be $1 million business for them by the end of year one. So you can create value for it depending on what you want to do. Planet Fitness offer online workouts for free to everybody. You don't even need to be a member. For them, it's about driving people to their brand, extending their own reach. That for them, that digital does for them. So I think every club will have a different outcome they want to drive, and I guess my job is to help you design that service that's going to make it the most valuable for you. So it really depends on a club basis, really. So I my number one thing that I always tell clubbers, figure out what is your why, what is your reason that you are doing that. That's like step one before you do anything. As soon as you can answer that question, we can get on with the business of helping you design your service.
Yeah, mine's always been about retention, because I believe that it's a lot easier to retain than trying to get new members. So I'm all about looking after the people under your roof, and that's the best way to go about business. That's how I look at it, Sam. Now, is it correct, Sam, on the website it says that you can launch in as little as 14 days? Is that right?
Yep, we can do that. Because we have a white label digital solution, so it's ready to go. We just need to incorporate elements of your brand. Obviously, our content is all pre-approved and ready to go, and set up within our UX, so there's no problem there. I guess the only thing that will take those 2 weeks is any integration that we would need to do with your customer database or your member management system. Yes, we can in 14.
So I would be saying to any club, owner out there right now, it's a month until Christmas time. Now, if you want to keep your members engaged throughout the Christmas period, especially if they're going away and they're wanting to work out on the go, now is a really good time to be getting in touch with Wexer, because you can actually have your digital business platform established before the Christmas holidays come.
Yeah, I would also say, given the volume of new sign-ups that we get through January and into February, for clubs, this is the best time to be able to drive people into a digital tier as well. If you're going to charge, I don't know, whatever it is, $5 a month for a digital tier, the best time to do that is when people are signing up to your service.
Yeah.
So for whatever, for many reasons, this is a great time to act now, build your digital solution, and engage in drive additional value from your membership.
Yeah, totally agree with you there, Sam. This is a perfect time to start setting up your 2022 business, which leads me to asking you the next Christmas question, I should say. Will Wexer be at the Fitness and Wellness Show in Sydney in March?
Well, I hope so. I'm based in Auckland, and Paul, my CEO, is also based out here at the moment. So if we can travel, we've got an open border in New Zealand by then, you can bet we'll be on the road.
Absolutely fantastic, because it would be great to see. I mean, I haven't seen you guys for many, many years. And as you know, we've got two Wexer studios, and we've had those in our club now for around about, I'm pretty sure we're coming up to about 8 years. So we were one of the first clubs to launch the Wexer brand, and it has been quite successful in our club. Our members do love it. As I was saying earlier on, guys, think about your shift workers coming in 24/7 and being able to walk in and on demand doing a class. And now have a look at this. You can be looking after your members outside of, their traditional workout times throughout Christmas holidays, long weekends, on demand. They can be taking their workouts with them. And it's not just about group fitness. It's also, remember, it can be about personal training. It can be about challenges. There's nothing that you can't do with a digital platform. All you need to do is have a chat to Sam, and I know that he'll do his best to accommodate your new digital business.
Couldn't say it better myself, Mel.
So, Sam, if somebody wants to get themselves started, where is the absolute best place to get in touch with you?
Well, you can either go to www.wexer.com, or you can drop me an email at sam.aldred@wexer.com.
Sounds great. So
or you can hunt me down and find me on LinkedIn as well.
Sam's always on LinkedIn, so check out his technology posts. They're always very cool to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be dropping Sam's details in the bottom of our podcast today so that you can get in touch with him. And also I'll be dropping the details of the Fitness and Wellness Show that's going to be held in Sydney in March 2022. It's building up to be one of the biggest shows that I've ever been involved with, and I cannot wait to get on a plane and just get out of Victoria like many other people at the moment.
Yeah, echo that. I'm looking forward to getting on a plane and traveling as well.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for joining me on the Gym Owners Fitness Business Podcast today. As I said, proudly supported by the Fitness and Wellness Show in Sydney, March 2022, and FitRec Fitness registration for fitness professionals. Have a great day, Sam.
Cheers, everybody. Bye.